Hello and welcome to Online Chemistry 100 or Chemistry 110 at DelTech. My name is Dr. Mark Taylor. I think we can all agree that online learning or distance or remote learning is not exactly the optimal way to take a college course, and I know that many of you are not completely comfortable with the online learning format. Hopefully we can get back to something somewhat normal relatively soon. I strongly recommend that you take notes while viewing this and the other videos for this class, but the vast majority of this information in this video can be found in one of two very important reference documents that you'll receive in the Week 1 lesson folder. The Welcome to Online Chemistry 100 or Chemistry 110 reference document and the Policies and Expectations document. The welcome document tells you where everything is located, along with contact info for a wide variety of support services offered at DelTech. And the Policies and Expectations document tells you the rules and regulations, most of which are set for this class by either campus administration or by the DelTech Science Department. Print these out in case you forget or miss something during the orientation videos. While you can read just parts of the welcome document as you need them, it's strongly recommended that you read the entire policies document to understand the regulations for this class. As you know, Chem 100 and Chem 110 are introductory courses in chemistry. And like any introductory course, much of the material is going to be new to you. I know that most of you have had high school chemistry, but for many of you it was years ago. So we're going to assume that this is your first exposure to the material. This is a college course, however, so the pace is a bit faster than you might have been used to in high school. If you're taking this course in the summer, this is an accelerated 10-week session instead of the usual 15-week session during the spring or fall semester, so the pace is even faster still. In any case, it's extremely important that you do your absolute best to keep to the class schedule in terms of watching the lecture videos as well as submitting labs, quizzes, and exams on time. Now, obviously, online learning is not the best situation for most students or instructors. For most of us, face-to-face learning is the preferred way to go. I get to see who needs help right away. You get to ask me questions to clarify material instantly. Now, despite the many issues with online learning, I hope this format presents you with at least one advantage over taking in-person on-campus courses. I know that all of you have enormous life responsibilities, and the pandemic certainly doesn't help. So online asynchronous learning might be beneficial to you. If you haven't heard the term asynchronous, it refers to the fact that the video lectures, which you're absolutely required to watch, remember these videos are your lectures, they're not in sync with real time. What do I mean? Well, you can watch them anytime you want, 24/7. This is not a synchronous course in which we'd all meet at a specific time, either together on Zoom or together in a classroom a couple times a week. You can watch the videos anytime. So it's your responsibility to see what videos you need to watch and to watch those videos following the schedule that's posted. The overall schedule can be found in the administrative folder. It can also be found in the Week 1 lesson folder and is also found within the Welcome to Online Chem 100 or Chem 110 reference document. I strongly recommend you print that schedule out and have it available. It lists all your lecture video responsibilities for each week, along with due dates for all labs, quizzes, and exams. Now, you'll hear me say this throughout the semester. It's important for you to take advantage of the many resources available to you. If you need help, if you're struggling with some material, if it's chemistry related, technical, or even administrative, please do not hesitate to contact me immediately by email. My email is mg.taylor, Taylor, at dtcc.edu. Or you can come to our office hours, or you can come to the virtual tutoring center in the hours that I'm working. As of the fall of 2021, science tutoring is currently not available for on-campus tutoring, but it is available at the virtual tutoring center. Though this may change in the future, so always look online for the latest info. There are multiple chemistry tutors available, including myself at the Virtual Tutoring Center 6 days a week. That is Monday through Saturday. The Tutoring Center generally opens at 9:30 a.m. on Mondays through Fridays. They close with some variation at 7:30 p.m. on Mondays through Thursdays, but they close a little earlier on Fridays at 4:30 p.m. On Saturdays, the hours are shorter. They open at 10:30 a.m. and close at 2:30 p.m. I'm assigned different hours every semester, so I'll post my hours as soon as I know them. Tutoring Center is closed on Sundays, school holidays, and some special times when DelTech may shut down for a day or two. As for office hours, I'll do my best to keep the regular online office hours open, whether there's a holiday or school closing for any reason, assuming I have internet. It'll always be open if I can. Zoom addresses and schedules are posted in the contact info/instructor bio page that's found both in the administrative folder and in the orientation folder for week 1 lesson folder. I also include my Zoom addresses for both the office hours and the virtual tutoring center in the email signature at the bottom of every one of my emails. Both office hours and tutoring center hours are completely optional. You can pop into either one at any time during the scheduled period. You don't need an appointment, though you're more than welcome to make an appointment with me for either in case you want to make sure that I'm available to talk to you on a one-on-one basis. If none of those times work for you, you can meet with other tutors at the tutoring center, or if you still want to meet with me, just send me an email with a couple possible times, and we'll get together by Zoom and meet at the office hours Zoom address. Remember, this is your chance to ask questions, make comments, or just scream your frustrations. Don't wait until you're really struggling to ask for help. It's your time. Please take advantage of it. Okay, so now as I've mentioned, office hours in the virtual tutoring center are completely optional, but DelTech policy states that each student must have some quote-unquote classroom contact with the instructor during the first 2 weeks of spring or fall semester and during the first week only of the summer semester. If no classroom contact is made with the instructor, that is me, during that 2 or 1 week period, depending on which semester we're talking about, instructors are required to report that student as a, quote, never attended. The instant the student is reported to the system as never attended, that student is immediately dropped from the course with a U grade for unofficial withdrawal, which is to be absolutely avoided if possible. A U grade can result in the loss of your financial aid, getting a failing grade in the course towards your GPA, and possibly even preventing re-enrollment at DelTech next semester. Now, believe it or not, it's quite simple to avoid this situation with an online class. You can do any one of the following to demonstrate class participation. Take a quiz. Quiz 1 or Quiz 2 are open in the first week. Submit your lab safety training statement. Submit Lab 1. Make a 5-minute appearance at the office hours just to say hi, or do the same thing at any one of my time slots at the virtual tutoring center, or simply trade a couple emails with me. Any one of these will show me that you're participating in the course, and I can mark you as attended. And then you're good for the whole semester in terms of the never attended reporting. Now, you can still get a U grade in the course by just stopping work, in other words, ghosting the class. DelTech policy states that if your failing grade is due to inactivity in the class, that is, you stop taking quizzes and exams and you stop submitting labs and stop communicating with the instructor, again, instructors are required to assign that student a U grade instead of a simple F for the course. Now, my primary means of communication with students is by DelTech email, mg.taylor, at dtcc.edu. I generally check my email 7 days a week, multiple times a day, so I should get back to you pretty quickly. Occasionally, I'll simply post an announcement on the class webpage. If it's an emergency, you can call me or text me using my cell number, which is also listed in the contact page and in my email signature. If you have issues logging onto a quiz or exam that will close that evening, or it shuts down accidentally while you're in the middle of it, that's an emergency. So go ahead, call me or text me. If this should happen, don't panic. Just let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't worry, we'll figure out a solution together, so don't panic. All right, so just a heads up, the first unit material for this class is particularly dry. Depending on whether you're taking this course at different campuses, it's 8 to 10 different units. But the first a unit, it's not very exciting, but it is important to your success with all calculations for the entire semester because it deals with math as it relates to sciences. And for most of you, when you've taken math courses, you treat every number as if they're exact numbers. But in sciences, dealing with numbers and calculations can be quite different than you might be used to. Many, if not most of the numbers you deal with in sciences are actually measurements, not exact or defined numbers. And some of these are high quality measurements, and some of these are low quality measurements. High and low quality refers to the fact that you can only trust so many digits in that measurement. For example, do I owe my goddaughter Brielle about $1,000? Do I owe her closer to $990? Or do I owe her $989.78? They're all about the same value, but they have different number of significant digits, or what we call significant figures in the number. The first unit discusses the concept of these significant figures, sig figs for short, which is probably new to most of you. So try to hang in there when we're discussing the concept sig figs and how to keep track of them in your calculations. This concept will be key to you earning all the points you can on labs, quizzes, and exams. One final note before we close this orientation video, and you'll notice in the videos and during the Zoom tutorial sessions, I frequently talk loudly. I notice I'm doing it right now. I'll bring it down. That's because I have moderate to severe hearing loss in my high-frequency sound ranges. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you play drums for several decades. I end up talking loudly. I'll probably do it again in a minute. My loud talking is due partly to my great passion for science, but unfortunately it's also due to my hearing loss, and unfortunately my hearing aids don't work well for this type of hearing loss. So I apologize in advance. I assure you I am not yelling at you. I just tend to drift into louder speech because of my terrible hearing. Please let me know if my voice goes up and it irritates you. Feel free to say, Dr. Taylor, you're getting loud. And I'll say, oh, okay, thanks for reminding me. I'll try to quiet down. Believe it or not, you'd be helping me by reminding me to bring my volume lower. I won't take it personally, I assure you. I just don't want to give you the impression it's anything besides my partial hearing loss. Well, that concludes the orientation video for this class. Remember, follow each weekly lesson plan in D2L for this class. Use the welcomed online CHM100 or CHM110 reference document to find all the materials and the online locations for the class. Just go to the table of contents in that document and look up the item you're unsure of. If you would prefer watching me navigate the online course on D2L, actually watching it in a video, there's a second orientation video where I'll walk you through the locations of everything you'll need in this class. Both the document and the video will show you where to find lecture videos, the corresponding PowerPoint presentations, practice exams, all the administrative and orientation documents, how and where to submit your labs, and where to go to take your quizzes and exams. With that, I wish you the very best of luck in this class, and as always, please feel free to ask questions when you need assistance. Thank you very much.